What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to be taking a look at some Transformers cards. Specifically, I want to have a gander at some Transformers cards that are secret actions that help you when you defend. We're getting a little bit specific today. Now, I say we're getting a little bit specific, but actually there are 7 different secret actions in War for Cybertron Siege 2 that specifically help you when you defend. That seems like a lot, so let's have a quick run through, see when we would use each, and see which ones are our favourites. So we'll go through in alphabetical order, that seems fair, and we'll start off having a look at Backfire. Now, Backfire has a blue icon, and of course these are defensive cards, which is always nice when they have a blue icon, but it is only for Decepticons. It's a Decepticon card, and you only reveal it when one of your Decepticons defends. Quick reminder for those that may be newer to the game, a secret action is an action that you put down during your turn, and it will be revealed if a certain trigger happens during your opponent's turn, and then you do what it says. And here you do damage to the attacker equal to the number of upgrades on that attacker. Now, this is an odd one, frankly, because it doesn't actually help you defend, with one exception. Based on all the rulings we've seen for previous cards, it's very fair to assume that the damage happens before the battle, so if you can actually do enough damage with Backfire to KO the attacking bot, that will actually save you and you won't be KO'd. Otherwise, you're not actually defending here, you just kind of shoot him in the face quickly before the attack happens. Clearly, this is not for the I will not be KO'd kind of deck. This is when your opponent has a lot of upgrades and you want to get some cheeky damage on. So something like General Optimus Prime, for instance, who rocks up with 3 utility slots, against a character like that, this is going to be awesome. But it's not for your everyday, I'm just trying to stop you KOing me kind of situation, I suppose. That's just not what this does. Cool. We could also take a little bit of a look at Hidden Fortification. Now, this one is very, very much more of a traditional I am defending. So Hidden Fortification, again, has a blue icon. That's what we're looking for here. You reveal it when one of your characters defends, and when it is revealed, they get tough free until end of battle. Cool. And that is far more what we're looking for here. If you're looking at traditionally just I am going to defend. If you just want to stop your characters getting KO'd, this works. And this reminds me of something like body armor. Except in a lot of ways it's actually better than body armor. So body armor is the go-to example of a card that gives a character tough free. Except body armor has an orange icon, not a blue. Body armor can only be put onto melee characters, and also body armor is for one character. Also, it can be removed by stuff like ramming speed. Whereas, or probably bashing shield might be a better example, that sees a little bit more play. Whereas this is a secret action, so it doesn't matter who is being attacked, as long as one of your characters is defending, that character gets tough free. It's a way of essentially putting something down like body armor, except it doesn't matter who's being attacked. Your opponent can't go, I've whiffed my bashing shield. Oh, well, I'll attack them next turn. I'll attack someone else. This turn, they've just got to try and go through it. Hidden Fortification, if you're just being attacked, very, very cool. Now, Overheat is a very different kind of card. Overheat is not a when you're defending card, although it kind of is. Overheat, when an enemy attacks and your opponent flips 7 or more battle cards, i.e. it's only going to happen during some attacks, it is not going to happen during every attack. But when this happens, no orange or black icons are added to attack or pierce. That's cool. Like, no way around it, that is a really good thing. But, and again, gotta stress this, it is only if your opponent flips 7 or more battle cards. So let's say your opponent has got bold 4, so they're flipping 6 battle cards. If they hit a white and then flip 2 more, they're flipping 8, Overheat works. If they don't hit a white and they only flip 6, then Overheat doesn't work and they'll get the full benefit of the orange and the black. This is a card which is far more situational than some of the others. I mean, if we look at something like Hidden Fortification, you're getting tough free. Whereas Overheat could be taking away 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even more orange icons from your opponent. It could be doing so much more than tough free, but it's only in hyper-aggressive bold decks. If you're against a traditional Wave 1 Dinobot deck, where they're playing around with stuff like Dino Chomp, which is itself giving bold 5, i.e. you will be flipping 7 cards just off Dino Chomp alone, this is phenomenal. But Overheat strikes me far more as a sideboard card. This is a put it in against some things, but it's not going to be great against everything. Sabotaged Armaments. Again, we got a blue icon, which is what we're looking for. And this is a straightforward reveal when one of your characters defends. When it's revealed, you scrap all of the attacker's weapons. Now, when it says all of the attacker's weapons, most of the time they're only going to have one. But you've got, for instance, Megatron Living Weapon from Wave 1, who can essentially have 3 weapons. Or there's stuff like mounted missiles from Wave 2, which can be put into your armor or utility slot. And then we've got like Dreadwing from Wave 2, who's got 2 weapon slots. Most of the time you're just scrapping a weapon, but against some characters this will be so much better. And once again, you've really got to compare this and go, right, is getting rid of the weapons better than tough free? And it depends. If you're playing a blue deck with a whole bunch of double blue icons, then tough free is probably going to be better most of the time. But if you're playing a mixed deck, then probably getting rid of the weapon's going to be a bit better. But it also depends on the weapon. So if your opponent is playing, say, Armed Hovercraft, cool, it is technically a weapon and it does give them +1 attack, but Armed Hovercraft is largely played for the 1 cheeky damage you do to each enemy when you attach it. Whereas if you're looking at something like Grenade Launcher, which is giving +4 attack, and you can scrap that so it doesn't add to the attack, then maybe getting rid of +4 attack could be better than giving yourself tough free. Again, it depends on how many blues and how many double blues you're playing in your deck. The point is, you've got to really think about the matchup here. Now, if you're thinking matchup, we're talking sideboard, but if we're thinking meta, that's when it actually goes into your main deck. By meta, I'm talking about what you are expecting people to play at the tournament when you turn up. If you're expecting lots of big, powerful weapons like this, yes, Sabotaged Armaments is absolutely the way to go. We can also take a little bit of a look at Stable Cover. Stable Cover comes along, and it's actually got a black icon, not a blue, so it won't give you that extra defense when you're flipping it. But a lot of the times, people do try and mix your black and blue together, defending while getting a bit of pierce. You reveal it when one of your characters defends, so again, it's a very straightforward card. And when it is revealed, that character gets +1 defense until end of battle, and the attacker cannot use pierce. Now look, getting you +1 defense sucks. A lot of the time worse than Sabotaged Armaments, unless you're basically playing no blue. Definitely worse than Hidden Fortification. But this is anti-pierce. And again, this strikes me as a card which is either going to be sideboarded or used in a particular meta. If you're expecting a lot of decks running around with pierce, Stable Cover is brilliant. But if you're not expecting a lot of decks playing pierce, then Stable Cover is just frankly not going to do the trick. It's not going to be good enough. It's an anti-pierce card. Yeah, sorry. That's pretty much what it is. The +1 defense is nice, don't get me wrong. But it's an anti-pierce card first and foremost. Now, Step Forward is another weird one. Now, again, we got a blue icon, which we like. And this is for Autobots only, which is nice. It means we've had one Autobot and one Decepticon card in this video. You reveal it after your opponent chooses attacker, but before they choose a defender, and one of your Autobots gets brave until the end of battle. That is to say, you essentially choose which character your opponent attacks. Now, that's not quite as straightforward. If you've got, say, 4 characters and 2 of them are tapped and 2 of them are untapped, only the tapped characters are valid targets. So if you give brave to one of your characters that's untapped, it won't do anything, so it won't be a valid target. So you've got to make sure that the one you give brave to is a valid target, but other than that, yeah, cool, go for it. It's a way of choosing who gets attacked, and that can be crucial. You might have a character with a force field attached, so giving them brave is going to give you a rather large advantage. Or you might just have one character that you really don't want to take the hit, and this is your way of making sure that somebody else takes the hit instead. It's fun. And finally, Swerve. Now, Swerve has both a white and a black icon, which is awesome, because the white lets you flip 2 more cards when you flip it while attacking or defending, and the black gives you 1 pierce. And when one of your characters in bot mode defends, you flip them into alt mode. Like a lot of the secret actions, if your opponent can accurately predict what it is, it's easy to play around. Attack a character in alt mode if there is one. But this does a couple of things. Now, firstly, it allows you to just boost your defense. A lot, not all, but a lot of characters actually have 1 higher defense in alt mode than they do in bot mode. So if we take a look at Private Hot Rod, for instance, well, as I showed you in a video the other day, the character I am most excited about from Wave 4, we see that in bot mode you've got a defense of 1, in alt mode you've got a defense of 2. Cool. So you gain 1 defense. But it's more than that. Now, if you flip Hot Rod into alt mode, you actually gain Safeguard free. If you're undamaged, you cannot take more than 3 damage. So if you're undamaged and your opponent attacks you in bot mode, this allows you to flip into alt mode and activate Safeguard free. And as a side note, I think Safeguard is one of the best uses for this. Flip into mode that has Safeguard, and a few of them do, and they tend to be in alt mode. And then all of a sudden, your opponent's capped at 3 damage. But you've also got ways here to just, well, get your skills working. So, to take a lovely little example, Wave 1 Thundercracker has a lovely skill in alt mode, whereby when you flip to alt mode, you do 2 damage to a melee enemy. So okay, Thundercracker doesn't actually gain any defense, but you do get to do 2 damage to a melee enemy, and that means that you're getting 2 extra damage on the field. And like I said earlier, if you can pull it off such that that 2 damage actually KOs the attacking character, then the attack itself never happens, and you're good to go. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all of the lovely secret actions from Wave 4 that are particularly specifically useful when you are defending. There are some other secret actions that are good in other situations, but I think 7 secret actions in one video is enough. I'll show you the other 5 in another video, maybe tomorrow. See how lucky you get. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to know what you think about all these, so let me know in the comment section. Tell me which one's your favourite. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about, well, Transformers and any other games that take our fancy. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get weekly bonus podcasts, etc. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.